Okay, in this video, I am going to show you how to participate in a Twitter chat by participating in a Twitter chat. So I am going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm on my tweet deck. So I'm assuming that you've already watched the other two videos about how to set up your tweet deck. And I'm going to participate in Ed Chat tonight. And I'm just going to show you a little snippet of it, but I'm going to talk it through what I'm thinking and why I'm clicking on things and stuff like that. Now, before I started this video, I actually got on to here and asked who was going to be the moderator tonight because I wanted to make a column with that person in the column so I can see the questions as they come through. And actually, Tom Whitby, who's right here at Tom Whitby, he is one of the founders of EdChat, and it's one of the most active chats on Twitter now. And so I asked him who was moderating, and I also asked him what the topic was, and it's UDL, which is Universal Design for Learning. So some of the topics you might be really interested in, some not, so you can pick and choose. But so if you don't know, just ask. And the way I asked was just by saying, what is the Ed Chat topic tonight? And then I put who is moderating. And by using the hashtag, it actually will clue the people in who follow that hashtag that I'm asking a question. I'm not going to ask it again because I already did. So as you can see on my computer, it is 5:58 right now, and the chat starts at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to set up my tweet deck so I can follow the hashtag. So I'm going to do again what I did before in the other video, add a column. And then I'm going to search by the hashtag. And this time it's going to be hashtag EdChat and just enter. And then right down here, add column. And as you'll already see, they will start to come by very quickly. But the chat hasn't officially started yet, so I'm not going to worry about the ones that are coming by. There are people that post with these hashtags all the time, so it doesn't have to be a scheduled chat that you're participating in. But before we start, I'm actually going to add another column. So over here, add column. And Tom did not actually answer me about who's the moderator, so I'm going to put him in a column all by himself because hopefully he'll tell who's moderating, and then I can change that so I can see all the questions. So I'm going to go right here to user, and I'm going to just enter Tom Whitby, just because you can do his name or you can do the Twitter handle. So there he is right there. So that puts him over here in his own column. So I'm going to add column. And let's see. So anytime he's mentioned or he tweets or retweets something, then that will actually come through on his column. I don't see where it says anything about a moderator yet. So we'll see who starts out doing the chat. More than likely it'll be him. Here it is right here, the Ed Chat topic. Do you see how it just keeps coming by? And I'm not worried about all those things. You know, they can be overwhelming. I wouldn't worry about them right now. So I'm just going to just be thinking about what I want to learn about Universal Design for Learning. So it says, the EdChat topic, what is Universal Design for Learning, UDL, and as an educator, is this something I need to know about? Okay, so that's the topic for tonight. Now, throughout these, usually they're an hour long, and throughout the hour, they will have scheduled questions that come through that then people answer. And really having the moderator in this column over here is really going to be important as you try to respond to the questions, but also respond to other people. And you'll notice throughout this chat, I hardly ever come into this chat because it is very, very active, but it was the only one that was on tonight during a time when I can do it. So the reason I don't is because it is overwhelming. And so, oh, this is interesting. Do you see this right here? Jerry Blumengarten, he's actually Cybrary Man, and I'm going to scroll down so I can actually keep him right here. If you scroll on this column, you can actually slow it down and it won't keep going. You can determine the pace of how fast it goes. So it says, this Ed Chat is dedicated to Grant Wiggins. We will miss, so Grant Wiggins, who's the co-author of Understanding by Design. I keep saying Universal Design for Learning, but they're all kind of part of the same thing. But he passed away this past week, and so they're dedicating this to him. And so I'm just going to favor that because I think it's an important thing that we support other educators. So, but what I was saying is you'll notice that other people will just post who are not necessarily a part of the chat at this time, and they'll just tag it with Ed Chat. And so let's see. What are some of these things that are interesting? You'll see that some of these people start introducing themselves at the beginning of the chat. You see it's 6:02 now. So I'm going to do that as well. Usually you'll put your name from Oliver, Missouri, and then usually they want to know what you teach or what position you have. So higher ed, professor in undergrad ed, and then you always put the hashtag #EdChat. And the reason is because then my tweet is going to show up in this. If I go all the way back up to the very top, it'll show up in this chat. And you'll have people who chat about different things like, so here are some other people talking about Grant Wiggins, and of course tagged it with Ed Chat. Some other people who advertise their chats during this chat because they know it gets a lot of people to see it. Let's see. I want to go down here. Here's Maureen Devlin, and she says, let's say that I think that something she's saying is very interesting and I want to know more about her. I can actually click on her name, and it tells me what her Twitter profile says. Teacher for 29 years. This is the National Board Certified Teacher, mom, married to her best friend, and gives a link. But it also shows that she follows me already, and I am following her already. Also, it shows how many tweets she has, all her following, and all that kind of thing. If I want to go directly to her page, I can actually click on some of these other things down here as well. So I see that I already follow her, so I'm actually going to favor that. And it says, I'm wondering who employs UDL regularly. Haven't studied in depth, but when I read about it, I know it matches my work. And I'm just going to say, and I'm going to leave Cybrary Man on that. You notice it opens up here in my own tweet to have a new tweet. And I'm going to say, I've heard great things as well, but not an expert either. And then I'm going to do Ed Chat. So in other words, I'm just showing her that we're in the same boat and maybe we can learn some things together. It's part of being a part of a community to support each other. And you'll notice right here that Mark Weston actually said hi to me as he saw my introduction come through. And I know Mark from several other chats that I've been a part of. He participates in Teacher Ed Chat and also Mo Ed Chat sometimes. So I favorited that. And you can look at that as kind of like a like on Facebook. If you like something, it shows people that you read it, that you are kind of on board with them. And I'm going to reply to him. This is one of my first Ed Chat, and I'm going to put a space and put S. And the reason is because a hashtag actually needs to be the same every time for it to pull in to, like if I put an S on that, it wouldn't be the same. So I'm just going to put an S, a space and then an S. This is my first Ed Chat, and I'm recording a video for my EDU 5213 students, capital S, small case s is students, to see how chats go so they can do their own. And if you'll notice, I'll do Ed Chat here. Oh no, I don't need to do Ed Chat at the bottom if you'll notice, because I have Ed Chat right there, so it'll tag it already. And that's good because I only have one character left. So I'm going to tweet that. And if you'll notice, if I look at this now, if I click on this tweet, it will show the thread. Do you see how I added to that thread? So he can see that in his notifications as well, because I left his name in there. So that's what it creates. And people sometimes just click on those and they'll follow a thread for a long time and not go back to the tweet even. And if you'll notice over here, I have 32 new tweets, but I'm not even worried about those because I'm involved in a conversation over here with Mark, who I know, and with Marine, who is has now responded to me when I responded to her. So we have a side conversation going on. So she says, seems like that may be more common. What practices do you employ to meet the needs of all? So, she could be asking me a direct question, or just saying, the practices that you employ to meet all needs could be considered universal design for learning. And so she's over here responding. But if I click on this, I can see it's not opening it up. Usually it'll open up the whole thread like it did last time. But maybe she started a new tweet. And I'm just going to star that to show her that I read it. And now I'm going to come back over here. And you'll notice Mark, he says hi to a lot of people. That's because he's like the welcome wagon for a lot of tweets, Twitter chats, which is interesting. And see, some people just start asking questions like this lady. And I don't recognize her name, but Cyberman started this thread, and then Donna asks a question because she feels like things are slow. Maybe there aren't as many people on tonight or something like that. So it seems maybe this one is a little bit harder for me. I sometimes, if I see things come through that will benefit me, I just click on them and I kind of get away from the chat. Like this one, 11 ways a parent can help a child read. I love literacy is my first love and my focus of my doctorate. And so I always go and look at these things, and people create some of the neatest infographics. That's what these are called. And I can actually click on it more and it can take me out to where it originated. So from Tanya Knight, education coach, who I am already following, she has created this infographic, and I am actually going to favorite that. I'm sorry, my connection here at home is not always the best, but I'm going to favorite this right here, the star, okay? Because I want to save that to my timeline to look at later, because that's a whole lot of words to look at right now, and I feel like I'm missing some things in the chat. So I just favorited it, and it'll be on my my favorites list on my own profile when I go back to it. And I'm just going to X out of that and X out of that. And let's see. And you'll notice right here, this is so neat. This happens sometimes. It says Denise Wilbur here, who is Grant's wife, Grant Wiggins' wife, who, so it looks like she just created her Twitter profile, because usually people who have been on here for a while have a picture there. So I'm just going to favorite that. Let's see, another thing I might want to click on. Here's something about one-to-one, which is really interesting. There's some neat things that you can do to curate some of your chats, your tweets. And this one is about one-to-one. This was the one-to-one chat. And so what's really neat is you can find a whole lot of resources all in one place. So for those of you who are interested in a one-to-one situation, here is something that somebody posted in my, here it is. Okay, so you might, if you, I'm going to say no thanks. Try to get that off of there. Sorry about this. I don't mean to take up time. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I just wanted to look a little bit about this. There are just several things on here that if you're interested, you could tweet it, you could favorite this to go back and look at it for later if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not interested in that right this second. Let's see. Let me just look at a couple of other things. Here's somebody from Ontario. And I'm just going to reply to her and say, so I'm just asking who she is, where she, Ontario. It seems like a long ways away for me, but in the online world, it's not. Here's Mindshift. This is one of the resources that I said that you could follow or join or subscribe to in your assignment number 1. And so a lot of people will link these things. And, when you're on the Mindshift site or on the Teach Thought blog, you'll see the little Twitter icons out to the sides. And so you can actually tweet that blog post or that article directly from the site and from the share button. And so this is how small words make a big impact on girls in education. And so, some of these are really interesting and have a lot of value. So if you click share right here, then you would be able to tweet it if you would like to do that. So it gives you lots of options there. And that's how some people share those. So that's just a little bit about, and I didn't really have a very good conversation with anybody, but I just wanted you to know that those are some of the things that I do. You don't have to do all those things. If you notice, I did not feel overwhelmed because I really don't care how many tweets come across. Now, if you'll notice over here, one more thing before I let you go. Tom, it looks like this Ed Chat is very open and slow, and kind of people, not slow, but people kind of just offer advice or resources. But he actually has another question here. It says, how many of your colleagues are familiar with what Universal Design for Learning is? And so he wants you to go on and answer that question. Now, if you're in a different chat, you might actually have the person over here interacting more, the moderator interacting more and asking questions, and they'll say like question 1, and they'll do a question, and then you're supposed to answer with A1 on yours. Instead of doing a direct reply to that question, you're just supposed to do a new tweet with A1. So people can all see those tweets. So let me just review just a little bit. Have a column with the hashtag for the chat. Okay, have that. And then have a column for your notifications, like I have set up. And then also, you need to ask before the chat starts, using the hashtag of the chat, you need to ask who the moderator is. And you might want to ask what the chat topic is, but you don't have to do that. But I would always ask who the moderator is and then put that person in their own column. Okay, so I hope this will help you guys become a lot more comfortable with Twitter chats. And if you just want to kind of, look kind of relax and just kind of do a little bit of clicking and searching and all the different things that you can do with Twitter, I think that is fine. It is okay to do that. And I just want you to be able to participate and feel a little bit more comfortable. And here, Catherine Tang, she actually responded to me and she says, yes, I'm in Kingston currently on maternity leave, but I was teaching grade 7 in an integrated arts program U, and I'll answer her after I get off of this video. So I hope this helps you become more comfortable. And if you ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to tweet them to me or to email me or put it on the help forum on the discussion board. Thanks.